Hey guys, another mixed day for Apple here. We had that strong Marabouza close, followed by that momentum hammer, and it was just influenced by some bad tech news. We got a lower open, but we still saw some strength, lower volume today, and we set ourselves up a nice range to utilize for tomorrow. Daily trend still pretty much intact. We have the low over here at 202.36, and you know what? I'm going to go and adjust my trend just to match that. And in fact, I'm not happy with that because we're only touching one candle. Let's just delete that. We're going to start using our higher lows because those are more important in many cases. And our high low right now on the daily time frame, 202.36. So as long as bulls can stay above that level, things will be looking okay. RSI not overbought, but we're getting close. 63.39 was that? 63.89. And you know what? Things aren't looking too bad. Check out the 4-hour time frame. Here we are setting higher highs. Here's this low, a little bit of expanding range, answered to the bulls with a move to the upside. Currently seeing 4-hour resistance at 209.17, and we have double bottom support down here at 206.71. Things looking good for the bulls. Not overbought, are we? No, not quite. Cooking at 65. Hourly time frame looking a little bit better here. We are getting a slightly lower high by 2 cents. So you know what? We're going to call that double top support, triple top, and looking like the bulls are going to make a move here. Hopefully we can wait until market hours to smash through that sort of resistance. But you know what? We're hitting it. We're sitting higher lows on the hourly time frame. So it currently looks like bulls are in control of the narrative right now. And there we are. Test, 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 trying again. And seeing a lot of resistance here at 209 in the after hours. So depending how our market sets up for tomorrow, if we see good continuation in the overall market on the S&P, things will be looking okay for continuation on the part of these Apple bulls. Let's see what they can do, if they can break down that key resistance, and we will follow it up tomorrow. Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at Netflix. Last couple of days we've been talking about how we were overextended on the daily time frame. And with the tightening range and this nice inside bar we had yesterday, finally we saw that daily bounce that we were expecting. We wanted some sort of action. I'm surprised at the strength that we saw today, but you know, good volume, we got an inside bar break, and we got good follow through, and we took out a couple of key levels. So a lot of strength right here on the daily time frame. Bounce is not unexpected, and we should see just how far these bulls are willing to take things by tomorrow. And we don't really have any resistance to worry about until we get up to, well, we're going to use the high day resistance here at 1325.85 and then another at 1329.85. Beyond that, it's just about how we interact with these EMA levels as the price sort of draws those down with more and more time being spent at these levels. So let's go take a look at the 5-minute time frames, because I wanted to point out a couple of things. Actually, let's go back. We're going to leave the 314, and I want to look at today's daily action because we had an inside bar break. So we have the potential for a little bit of a learning lesson here. Maybe we'll see how that played out. So here's our inside bar range, 313, and then we have the low. And then right away today, we have that quick flush to the upside, early morning strength. We get a dip, we hold 1307.30, and you know, it's a zone of support and resistance. And I keep saying that because, you know, even though we dip back down 307.25, 5 cents under that double bottom support, if we go to our RSI, all right, I thought we might be overbought. We were not, but you know, you flush below that level and you don't see conviction after a key support break or a key resistant break, you know, things are going to turn around very often. You'll find that a break of a key level without follow through is a signal to go in the other direction. So there we break 307.30 support, double bottom, and then we get ourselves a nice tightening range. Ultimately, we break to new higher highs, changing that 5-minute trend, and things just take right off. We breach 314 after our little bit of a bull flag here. And then what's cool is we come back and actually back test that level. So let's go and remove that support. So here's that inside bar, level 1350. Sorry, 313.50. And here's this nice bull flag. We reach 314. That's right, 314. And then we pull back from it. We attack it again. This time we break through. Things are looking good. We get a back test to this level and we continue. So what's the key here? Let's take a look at 313.80. And we are going to mark that level to the penny. Here's that test. This is our resistance. We come back, we break it, we come over, we back test it for double bottom support. Once support is found, it's a rocket ship and it just absolutely flies to 318.99 and then consolidates, after hitting high of the day, 313.99, and starting to just, well, it's overdue consolidation. Hourly time frame was overbought, and now this is what we expect to see after those levels get reached. So a very, very strong day for the bulls. Definitely changed this hourly trend to a bull trend. Bulls need to hold a new high. Current hourly support is at 316.02, and looking like a little bit of an hourly bull flag. We'll see if we can continue this. Let's go check 4-hour resistance. Nowhere to be found until we are up here at 526.31. Hourly time frame may give us a little bit of something. No, it is 326.31 still. So currently in control of the bulls. Let's see if they can carry this through. I hope that back test and that support resistance break was useful. Very often when you break a resistance line and you get a back test and it holds, that's your second entry signal. First is your break of an inside bar to the upside in this case. Then you get a break of that key resistance, back test at 2 pennies, support holds, and then off to the races you go. Hey guys, taking a look at Tesla today, and this is a perfect example of how earnings can absolutely be a total dice roll. It's just a gamble, and often why I tell people, you know what, I don't play earnings. I have no idea what's going to come out of these documents, and I am not going to let a fudged budget or guidance or whatever these other weird buzzwords fundies throw around derail my investment. I just trade the technicals, and that means that if I'm in something I don't want to hold for a bazillion years, which is most things, I sell it before earnings, and you know what, I'll buy it back later if there's a good trade opportunity. But you know what, Tesla, very good day. Look at this, nice candle, good strong close, no major resistance up here until we get up to 274.84, and then just completely derailed by earnings and after hours action. So let's go take a look at the 5-minute time frame. Here we are, 268.20, high of after hours, low 233 psychological. So we had a major move that has just completely wiped out a lot of what we've been working on for the past couple weeks, and it's going to take some adjustment, and it probably hurt a lot of people. Technical analysis for me, a lot of that is just protecting capital and making sure that your investments are safe. People spend years and years and years piling together, you know, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 that they worked really, really hard for, and then they put it in the market because they want to get a little extra. They want to make something for their families. They want to do some investments, and then they lose on things like this, and that's absolutely devastating, and it's completely unnecessary. And technical analysis can help us with that. That's one of the reasons that we try and teach people capital management through technical analysis, is to avoid things like this. But let's say you're in it or you want to look for a trade opportunity. We'll talk about Tesla anyway. So we do have a couple of resistance and support levels on the daily. We haven't gapped down so far, though we've lost these historical levels. 227.28 is a low on the daily, and should we get there, God forbid, 222.22, unless you're a short, I wish you good luck and continuation to the downside. I really don't care about which direction Tesla's going to go, because as I said before, I don't have any of it because I don't do earnings. Here we are. Let's get more focused. All right, Jason. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame, see what after hours has done for us. 241 is going to be a key level for resistance, heading into the morning pre-market action, which will tell us a lot more. But if we are able to go lower, those are a couple of resistances, supports on the daily time frame. And on the upside, let's take a look at what we might encounter. I'm trying to find the best time frame for this. I would look to find some support resistance at 245.66. Let me place that a little bit better. 245.09. And should we get up there, let's find one at 251.89. So quite a range here. We don't really know what direction things are going to go in the morning. I would suggest looking at the pre-market action and see if you open in a lower range, then look for support and a quick flush and continuation. Because on the daily time frame, yes, we would be very, very close to oversold, if not at that level. There are RSI calculators out there that would tell you the RSI level based on a new price input. Maybe you can play with that. But unfortunately, I don't have a lot of direction to offer you beyond what we're seeing in this after hours action. So be very, very careful tomorrow. Watch for these few support and resistance levels that we have, and we will try to establish a better game plan as we collect more data over the next few days. Thanks for listening, and good luck with all of your hard-earned money. Hey guys, Jason here for TheChartGuys, taking a look at Amazon, In yesterday's video, we saw a lot of weakness after hours after hitting this double top area of resistance, not unexpected. And we had that lower open, barely any flush. And then bulls have rampaged, smashing through that area of double top resistance with a nice, almost a Marabuzzo close. So a Marabuzzo close basically shows you complete dominance right to the end of the day. Clear winner. If this is a boxing match, one guy absolutely got destroyed by 5 Mike Tysons, that sort of thing. So it usually shows a lot of momentum and a lot of continuation, especially when you're breaking through a key resistance level like this double top. So let's go take a look at the daily and see what sort of happened here. I'm going to knock out these support levels so they have a little bit of a less confusing chart for us. We'll take a look. Let's go back here, and here is today's action. So this is that area, the double top that we were talking about. After hours gave a lot away, a lot of fluctuation actually, but we did have that lower open. Almost out of the gate, we see strength. So not a lot of clarity on the 15-minute time frame, but we get this quick move to the upside. We cap at 1993.14, pull back, setting that higher low, much needed higher low with EMA 12 support. And we had just been in overbought condition, so RSI ruling the day here. See more upside continuation, and it was really just one 50-minute move that has capitulated and is consolidating after hours, and in fact is slowly drifting to the upside in after hours. So let's see a look at the 5-minute time frame, see if we can find any sort of clarity here. What are key levels, support and resistance, some sort of clue that would have given us an inkling as to what was going to happen. Well, we did have a little bit of action here after hours. We set a support at 1970, slowly got chewed away, and we did see a quick flush to the downside at 1965.87, but almost right away that spot up. So we need more information. Let's go to the 2-minute, see what the 2-minute offers us. Let's zoom in here. No, but just complete dominance right out of the gate. We see quick moves to the upside, initial consolidation, reaching overbought. 1984, we get into a slight 2-minute EQ that breaks to the upside, setting at 1906. We come down, and even though we set a slightly lower low on the 15, of course, we know that this is very, very much in the direction of the bulls, and we set a new higher low on 1981 before just continuing that trend. So it's just consistent strength all day, and even when you get these meandering lines where you could argue, hey, this is a head and shoulders, you know what, on the 5 and 15 there's just no signs of weakness. You can turn these 2-minute trends back and forth all day, but they don't necessarily impact the 5-minute trend unless things really get changed up. So here's the instance where that did happen. We have our burst, 1986.44. We set a new low. We get a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high. And then we get this break of that 5-minute trend where we flush under 1986. And we just spend a little bit of time there before, you know what, retaking that level and setting higher high back over top of 1990. I was hoping that you would have a lot of clear signals here, but this would be a difficult day to trade, and you'd just be looking at these levels. But even if you bailed on the loss of that lower low, and you saw that flush to 1986, if you managed to get back in at new highs, breaking over 1933, and just trading it very robotically and very algorithmically, you would have had a good day on Amazon today. So let's go take a look at what's going to happen in the short term. Well, we know that that Marabuzzo close. We have some after hours resistance at 2014 and 88 cents, 2026 and 32 cents, 2035.80. If things completely go sideways for the bulls here, we do have a little bit of support that we've established today. Low of our candlestick at 1989.60, 1986.01, and I would look to 1965.87.